Welcome to the MamasteFit YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to do a 10-minute glute workout. For this workout, you're going to need some sort of weights to do for the glute exercises. If you want, you can grab a long resistance band and attach it roughly around knee level. If you don't have a squat rack attachment or a sturdy point to attach a band to, you can use a door anchor with a resistance band, but you can also omit this part. And then you'll just need something to hang on to, such as like a wall or a door frame while we do the hip mobility exercise. For this workout, we're going to have 3 rounds of 30 seconds per side of a split squat with external and internal rotation. So we're going to be finding hip mobility as we are moving through this motion to help increase the strength of the glute. And then we're going to move on to a band and staggered stance Romanian deadlift to focus on strengthening the hamstrings and the glute musculature. And then we're going to finish with hip airplanes as our hip mobility exercise to help you move the hip through internal and external rotation. So starting round number 1 with a split squat with internal and external rotation. You could hold on to a weight if you'd like, or you can do it without weight. You're going to start with the legs spread apart, so we're in our split stance position. To find your split stance, you can come down to a half kneeling position, having the knee be stacked under the hip, tuck the toe, fully extend, and then just bring the foot in just a tad, and this is your split stance position. You'll start by lowering down to find internal rotation, so think rotate belly towards thigh. And then exhale to come up to open the hips. So facing towards the wall and then rotating to face the opposite wall. So as you go up and down, you're just going to rotate between these two to find more length in your glute. So at the top, we have a lot more contraction or shortening in the glute. At the bottom, we have more length in the glute. So you're going to inhale to lower down, exhale to come up. And then switching sides. So come into your split stance on the other side now. Find your stance as you need. Inhale to lower down to find that internal rotation. Exhale to come up for the external rotation. So bringing the belly towards the thigh and then extending in the hip to face it towards the wall towards your side. So lower to rotate, exhale to rotate to open the hip. As you lower down, we're focusing on keeping that knee stacked over that ankle. So we don't want the knee to flail out to the side or cave in as you go. Inhale to lower down, exhale to come on up. Inhale down, exhale to come on up. And now let's move on to our staggered stance Romanian deadlifts. For this, you'll use your weight. If you want, you can use the lateral resistance band and place it on the leg. This is going to increase the activation of the inner thigh, which is going to help you with this exercise even more. So the leg that's with the band, you're going to step forward, and then the opposite leg is going to step back, and this is going to be your balance leg. So you're going to inhale to lower down, bring that weight towards that front foot, and then exhale to come on up. So again, I can find that internal rotation, belly to thigh at the bottom, and then more of that external rotation at the top. So again, finding that movement in the hip, so I have a longer range of motion of the glute, which is going to help to strengthen it a lot more. So inhale down, exhale, come on up. Inhale down, exhale, come on up. And then go ahead and switch sides. You'll place the other leg into the band. You're going to grab onto the weight. And then same thing, you're going to lower the weight towards that opposite foot and then exhale to come on up to find that open hip position. So you're going to inhale to lower down, exhale to come on up. Inhale down, think belly to thigh. Exhale to open in that hip. So we're finding movement in that hip, rotating the pelvis on top of the femur as you do this exercise. So keep that knee stacked over the ankle as you lower and as you extend in the hip. You should feel this primarily in the back of the thigh, in that hamstring area, and in that inner thigh. Lower the weight down and step your leg out of the band, and now we're going to do our hip airplanes. So you're going to grab onto your sturdy structure, put weight into one leg, and then you're going to kick the other leg out. So first you're going to open up to find an open hip position. So you're facing towards one wall, you're going to feel a big stretch in that hip flexor, and then you're going to rotate to face the opposite way. And you can bend in that standing leg as you go to feel a big stretch in that glute. So open up, to face the wall, and then rotate to face the opposite wall, big stretch on the glute. And take your time as you go between these. Spend a few seconds in each side. Open it up. And then big stretch in the glute. And so we're also thinking here, rotating the pelvis on top of the femur for that internal and external hip rotation. One more each side. And then switch legs. So you'll put weight into the other leg. You're gonna kick that leg back, open up to find your open hip position, stretch in that hip flexor, and then rotate to feel the big stretch in that glute. Open up for the hip flexor, and then bend in the knee to find your closed hip position, and just rotating between the two, taking your time through this rotation. One more each side. And then moving on to round number 2, back to our split squat. So finding your split squat movement, you're going to inhale to lower down, and then exhale to come on up. Inhale down, exhale up. And then again, we're finding that rotation in the pelvis. So at the bottom, we're rotating the pelvis towards the thigh. And at the top, we're opening up towards the side. So inhale down, exhale as you come on up. Focus on keeping that knee stacked over the ankle, weight in the big toe. Sometimes there's a tendency to kind of roll onto the outside of the foot. And then go ahead and switch sides. So facing the other direction now, we're gonna inhale to lower down, exhale, come on up. Inhale to lower, keep weight in that big toe as you press up to keep that knee stacked the whole time. So at the bottom, you're gonna feel more of a stretch in that glute and hamstring. At the top, you're gonna feel that glute flake shorten a lot more. And then moving on to our staggered stance Romanian deadlifts. So if you don't want to use the band or you don't have a band set up, just omit this portion. It just turns on the inner thigh a little bit more. So placing your leg in the band, you're gonna hold onto the weight with the opposite hand or that outside hand. Inhale to lower down as you reach for that front foot, and then exhale to come on up. Inhale down, exhale up. And again, at the bottom, think weight in that big toe of the front leg to keep that knee stacked the whole time. Sometimes there's a tendency to roll onto the outside of that front foot, and we wanna make sure that we're maintaining that stacked position so we feel this more in our hamstring, our glute, and our inner thigh. About one more rep here, and then we'll switch sides. Go ahead and switch to the other side now. So placing the other leg into the band, we're gonna grab onto our weight, putting weight into that front leg. Weight is in the opposite hand. I'm gonna inhale to lower down, exhale, come on up. Lower down, weight in that big toe, and then extend in the hip. Lower down, keeping that knee stacked, belly to thigh. So at the bottom, you're gonna really feel that inner thigh turning on, feeling a big stretch in that hamstring and glute. And then exhale, as you come up, you should feel that hamstring, glute, and inner thigh really turning on to help you extend in the hip. About one more repetition here. And then moving on to our hip mobility exercise. So get your leg out of that band. You're gonna hold on to your sturdy structure. Extend the leg up, find your open hip position, and then bend in the leg to find your closed hip position. So more of a stretch here in that hip flexor area, groin area, more of a stretch here in the glute. And then wherever you feel more stickiness, just spending a little bit more time there. Go ahead and switch legs. So put weight into the other leg. Find your open hip position for that groin stretch. Closed hip position for more of that glute stretch. About one more each direction. And then moving on to round number 3 now. So back to our split squat. We'll come into our split squat stance. We're going to lower down with an inhale and exhale as we come up. So inhale to lower down, exhale, drive through that big toe to come up. Inhales down, exhales are up. And again, if you want to hold the weight for these split squats, feel free. It'll make it a little bit more challenging. You can also decrease the speed of the movement as well. So if you slow it down, it'll also be more challenging as well. Go ahead and switching sides, so placing weight into the other foot, stepping that foot forward. Inhale, down, exhale to come up. So you're lowering down, thinking belly to thigh, weight in that big toe. Drive the big toe to come on up. Moving on to our staggered stance RDL. So grabbing your band, if you're using it, place it around one leg, and then grab the weight with the outside hand. So opposite hand and front leg. We're then going to inhale to lower down, exhale to come on up. So same thing, belly to thigh at the bottom, and then exhale to open up at the top. What's really great about being able to find all of this hip mobility and pelvic mobility is it can really improve any sort of like pelvic pain that you're having. It's also going to significantly improve your glute strength because your glutes are stronger. It's going to improve your pelvic floor function. So there's a lot of benefits to being able to move your pelvis on your femur for that pelvic and hip mobility. So incorporating it into exercises like this can be super beneficial. About one more rep here, and let's go ahead and switch sides. So facing in the opposite direction now, place your other leg in the band. If you're using it, grab onto your weight, and then we're going to inhale to lower down, exhale, come on up, belly to thigh, and then open hip position. So again, thinking rotating that pelvis on that femur or on that thigh bone as you go up and down. It's going to help to improve that pelvic mobility, which again has all of those benefits. Improves glute strength, it improves your pelvic floor function, it helps you prepare for birth if you're pregnant, and also can help to alleviate any sort of pelvic pain that you may be having. Moving on to our final exercise, the hip airplanes. So grabbing onto your sturdy structure, you're going to kick that leg back, feel it in the groin, and then rotate, bending that leg to feel more in the glute. And then, like I said last round, if there's any like sticky points where you feel like you just need to spend a little bit more time there, feel free. You don't have to roll through this super fast. You can take your time as you move through. About one more each direction. And then switching sides, so placing weight in the other foot, open up, and then close. So more of a groin stretch, and then more of a glute stretch. About one more per direction. And that concludes our 10-minute glute workout. In this workout, we're really focusing on pelvic mobility, so how well the pelvis can move on top of that femur, which is incredibly important for our glute strength, for our pelvic floor function, for our comfort throughout our pregnancies and our postpartum period. So if you're having pelvic pain, sometimes being able to find more pelvic mobility can be something that benefits you to helping with that pelvic pain. In addition, if you're pregnant and preparing for birth, being able to find pelvic mobility is really important to help to open different levels of your pelvis. So we hope that you enjoyed this workout. Comment below for what other types of workouts you're looking for. If you want more workouts than what we currently offer on YouTube, you can join our online fitness programs. We have our app-based programming, which is going to be self-paced workouts. You move through at your own pace. Short demo videos, we have it both for pregnancy and for the postpartum. We incorporate exercises just like this. If you prefer to follow a video as you work out at the same time, we do have our on-demand program, which is both for pregnancy and for postpartum. And you can check out all of those courses on our website and use code YouTube10 to get 10% off. If you enjoy this video and you want more workout videos, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you get notified whenever we release new workout videos. We try to release at least one new workout video a week and then 1 to 2 educational videos a week to support you throughout your pregnancy, your birth, and beyond.